feel. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know how I feel. You know how I feel. Ooh, ooh, ooh. feel. You know how I feel. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know how I feel. You know how I feel. Ooh, ooh, ooh. feel. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know how I feel.
Okay,
You know
here we
how I
are.
feel.
Here we are. Okay, sorry guys. A little bit late start here. Let's. Oh no, I just moved the whole. Oh, of course I did. All right, let's go live here and see what's happening. Okay, cool. All right. So, hey everybody. Hope you guys are good. And yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Okay, sweet. Jennifer's here. Jill, Carla, Rita, as always, nice. Anastasia. Hello. Okay, cool. The way it came in is kind of funky. I thought Anastasia was just greeting us with hell, which would be fine, maybe appropriate. Oh no, I just moved your camera, babe. There we go. Okay. Okay, so a lot of stuff that I want to talk about really quick, but I am interested in having kind of a, for some of you that have been watching the last few Mondays, I'm really trying to get us to a place where we can have like really more flow-based classes with just very loose themes. But tonight there is a little bit of a theme, but it's a loose theme, and it's mostly related around. Hey Kelly, Jackie, thank you for. I don't think I got to comment because I was. And Claire, sweet. Whenever it seems like I'm looking down, there's a big TV underneath me where I can read your comments more easily. Okay, so wow, there's so much to talk about. One is I completed my 30 days. We did not stream. I didn't get a chance to talk about it. I really recommend it. I wouldn't say. What was interesting about it was I guess I was hoping that like I would feel just this amazingness from taking 30 days off of a certain type of dopamine rush for me, and I do feel better and I feel grateful for it, but it was definitely less dramatic of a sort of overall improvement. I will say that Tara has said over and over she liked hanging out with me better. My brother said he could tell a noticeable difference. And so what this whole event has inspired in me, and the reason tonight's class came up for me, is it almost feels like my future self is talking to me right now. And my future self, not my past self, not the one that's like tied up in all my karma, but my future self, which is free of all of that and just can say what's up. Like, you know, I like the metaphor of pretending that it's guiding me through this. It's not something that I've ever thought to do. So it's giving me a lot of confidence. So I think what I want to do, and I'm saying this because I'm extrovert and it helps me to like publicly declare things. So what I want to do is do another 30 days of no alcohol. And I want to do a 30-day, which won't affect you guys at all, but social media, maybe even news fast. And I feel a little guilty about that. I like to stay in control, like in contact. I don't like to be a lurker on those things, but I'm realizing just where certain dopamine things come from. Now with social media, I've more or less like burned out on that. You guys helped me with that problem when we had a swap 7 one time. I never really came back to social media, but I just kind of want to like take it off. And then mostly, I want to add a physical regimen. So I'm going to try to do some strength building. I'm noticing lately that I'm not as strong as I used to be. And I'm not one of these people that freaks out about age. I was a sports fan, so according to sports, I'm basically a dinosaur by now, but I definitely don't feel like one. And so for the next month, I want to do another 30 days, and then without the alcohol, and then add a sort of physical regimen, and then also pull back from social media. So if I'm not responding to things online, it's because I'm just not online. So I hope you understand that. So before we spend any more time on anything, I want to jump into class as fast as we can. I want to sort of explain the idea of a future soul before, well, maybe the best way to explain this is while we is just actually in sway. So I do have a bit of a playlist put together for us. Tonight's going to be mostly a flow-based class. I don't know how to... Okay, there we go. Okay. Yeah, well, so here's the gist of what tonight's class is about with the future soul idea. I'm basically setting up this class as a space and a container for you to listen to current and new voices. And I'll explain sort of what the future soul idea is about. It's not a belief system, it's not a religion, it's just a philosophy, it's just a way of thinking about life that might be in line or out of line with yours, but it's just a way, it's not the way. And so anyway, I'm going to share a little bit about that. But what I'm inviting you to do, basically the gist of this class is that you'll flow with us, and I really hope that you will listen to new voices, that to believe that there is a guiding voice that you've maybe never heard before, that you are yet to hear, that is internal. That it's not something external that you'll meet, but that there's going to be a new internal voice, and maybe it has a different pitch to it or something that might be guiding you in a different way. And we're going to try to tune into that voice. And I'm sure I've lost half the room by now. I hope you guys will allow me one freaky class. Yeah, I think as we stretch off into sway here, Chase Baxter. OBS is on the fly. Sorry, y'all. Audible pressing. The idea of a future soul is based on this idea that souls are either rising through time, progressing from the past ages into the future ages, or that they are falling through time. That every time they are reborn, they, for them, are going back in history. And as Pasha understood it, it was a cycle, so that one soul might fall through time and then be pulled back into the cycle and rise through time in the next 1,000 lifetimes. And then the Maidan believed that their sisters were falling through time and also rising through time. And so the Maidan always kept an ear open to new ideas. because they may be their sisters falling through time from maybe a better time, whispering in their ears, advising them. The structure of life and society is held by the old souls. But in this thinking, it can be moved along by the new souls, pulled into a future self. Audible breath in. Tonight we are going to move and flow in the idea and celebration of future souls. That we're going to make ourselves available to techniques we haven't done, to things we haven't thought. And we're going to trust that by doing that, we are being led by this future version of ourselves. Audible breath in. Open. Okay. All right. I hope that made somewhat sense. I don't really think you have to get the whole just to understand the story. But for what it's worth, for those of you that do keep up with the myth, this is all Pasha stuff. This is all Pasha. But anyway. All right. So let's go ahead and, oops. Okay, there we go. Oh, no. Okay. How you feeling, T? Okay. Did you have a good sway? Okay, good. All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into our hoops. No. Okay. Make sure I got the music. Okay. Tonight we're going to start off with point technique. And to give you a head start with the form, we're going to start off with 2 bird, 2 tree point technique. And what that means is that 2 bird means that you're aware of your hands the whole time. Wow, I just realized I'm wearing white socks. And you're aware of your feet, as I am now. I'm aware of my hands, and I'm keeping them moving. That's the 2 bird part. I'm shifting my weight and really feeling that shift and really accentuating that shift. And that's the 2 tree part. Love this track. Bird, 2 tree. As long as my hands are moving, as long as my feet are moving, then that's the physical part of the exercise. Now, while we're in that sort of movement meditation, then I invite you to pick up on the energy that I've been, nice tea, I invite you to pick up on the energy that I've been on lately. And let's think about, like, what would this future self be telling you about your mental health for the next 38 days, right? Is there a, what would new thinking brought to your mental health? I mean, maybe your old way is to get rid of everything. Maybe you need to add stuff. Maybe the first thing your old soul always wants to tell you to do is to restrict, or maybe you need to open. I don't know. And then you just keep that physical meditation with you the whole time. I'm going to move my hands. I'm going to move my feet. Where my mind goes, it almost doesn't matter. Mexico. Sweet, Rita. Hey, Chop. What I like about sort of new soul thinking is it kind of doesn't believe in statistics, or at least not statistics that it knows. Like, New Soul is just totally obsessed with possibility rather than probability. All right, so this is kind of a funky flow-based class, but this is just what I'm feeling right now. We're going to step into a little bit of samurai with this, but not in any kind of archetypal to samurai way specifically. You don't have to start moving like what you think a samurai moves like. The idea, though, is that we're going to get into the idea of directing, of guiding. Like our thoughts, instead of getting them out of the way, we're going to use them to help lead the way. And a real, like, physical example of that can just be gripping the hoop. Where you're letting it roll and you just sort of grip. That's a physical example, a very real example of what I'm talking about. So then, as I'm asserting my grip, and what this class is really about tonight is hopefully about listening. So for me personally, as I'm hooping right now, I'm even thinking about like, well, what will my physical program look like, and how, it's like I'm almost, the more I visualize it, the more my energy flows into the idea, gets excited about it. So new soul visualization would be like, let's forget all the success rate of the past doesn't matter right now. What's something you want to do? Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't have... Wow. I think I just realized that I don't have the playlist actually saved. Okay. Alright, that's good to know. Alright, I can remember. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, if I want to, maybe I don't need to say this, but I just want to say this for sure. This is not, you would miss the whole point of future souls or new souls if you think that they come at some higher elevation or they're better or more desirable than old souls. You miss the entire point. Because the whole point is that the balance and of like steady progression through humanity is new souls and old souls interacting. So without one, there would be no interaction. So you need both. And these sort of like, this philosophy would be about just being able to make sure you see both of them, that you don't get too caught up in your uprising tribe or your falling tribe, right? Okay. Okay, so for this next meditation, we're going to kind of keep it sort of the way we're going. I'm going to give you a physical guidance, and then you move within that container, and hopefully your brain and everything else and your heart just goes wherever it wants to, okay? But what we're going to work on is more dramatic stepping and balance for this song. We're working on spending time on one of the two trees. And then as you feel that balance between your two sides, you're going to try and activate those two sides. So it's kind of like two bird, two tree, but pushed even higher, turned up to 10. Most of the time, when we're trying to teach our body balance, when we're trying to develop strength in our body, we let the mind get too in the way. But if you imagine that your body wants to be balanced, it wants to be strong on both sides. It's not asking you to protect it at all, but just to expose it to. Give it the opportunity. Sometimes I wish people looked at their movement and exercise like that. It's not something you have to do, it's something you're giving yourself an opportunity. Audible breath in. Did you like that one? Yeah, I really like these tracks. I don't know if... Yeah, you guys are seeing them, I think. Okay, so I've got to be creative here because I realized that all the stuff that I thought I saved, I didn't. Okay, so here we go. Okay, this will be good. Okay. I'm just going to have to find this by virtue of my likes that I like today. All right, 1 second. Okay. So, of course, if you are picking up what I'm putting down, if you're understanding what I'm saying or talking about tonight, or where you think I'm going, please feel free to comment and let me know. Most of you can just treat this as a flood class, though. Nice. Yeah, I'm really digging the music, too. Okay. All right. See, let me make sure this is the song I thought it was. Okay, this is it. All right, good. All right, I do remember this now. Sorry, y'all. I thought I had put this all in the playlist. I don't know exactly why it's not here. Okay. So, one thing that whatever, like if we're stepping into this myth and this story, one thing that future or new souls and old souls have in common is they share earth and sky, right? And so one of the ways that they connect to each other, you know, as my Dan and just as people, is to sort of accentuate that commonality. And so if I am like kneeling or touching or doing what Tara's doing right now, actually it's a perfect example, thanks babe. That's very earthy movement, right? Let's see if you guys can see what I'm seeing here. Tara's doing very earthy stuff right now. Now if she were to push her hoop up to the sky, that would be very sky-y stuff. And if you understand the whole Maidan mythos, a Maidan connects earth and sky, right? Whether she's a future soul or an old soul or whatever it is, she connects earth and sky. If that idea makes any sense to you, then you'll know what to do in this next exercise. But if you need a little guidance, I'll help you. The idea is that in your mind right now, you allow yourself to think that there's airy movements, sky movements, and that there's earth movements. And you let yourself think both of those things, whatever that means to you, whatever they are, that you think there's a sky movement, you're open to that idea, and you're open to that they're earth ideas. And then the idea of the whole song and the whole meditation is that you bounce in and out of those two ideas so that there is earth moments and there are sky moments. And maybe they're at the same time for you, like, you know, whatever, but that you're moving. That's the whole movement meditation. I'll talk to you a little bit while it's going on. So if you're still not sure what I'm talking about, I'm going to say that every time I dip down, that's an earthy movement. Every time the bass for me is a very earthy movement. No, I'm not feeling a lot of sky right now, but I'm going to say, okay, the skyest thing I can hear is that sort of sax sound or whatever that wind instrument sound is. Almost sounds like a bagpipe or something. There we go, that's a little bit easier. Okay, and then your flow will go wherever it goes. space like I just did, I can come back to earth and sky movements. For me personally, I'm more into my earth right now on this whole song. Like I just bouncing and feeling the bass. That's been more of it for me than uppy stuff. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Maybe we should. Oh, that was just a suggestion, but I like that one. All right, I got an idea. Okay, let's do a little bit of core hooping. This track just inspired me. Yeah, let's just do a little bit of heart opening, core hooping, and then, you know, I like the flow nature of this class. I don't want to tell you how to hoop and what to hoop with for too much longer. If you remember Darsha, the open-handed, is the blind Madan that dances with the wind. And she used to say, I felt in my heart that the wind just wanted me to dance with it. Right? And so you can imagine, like, your flow wants to dance with you. It's not something that you create. It wants to dance with you. Your natural movement wants to dance with you. The wind wants to dance with you. You're not intruding on it. You're not going to be clumsy because it wants to be there with you. Future Souls. But paddle stalls are so fun. This song is perfect for paddle stalls. So if you don't know what a paddle stall is, you push your hand in and instead of trying to lift it off or do anything with it, you just keep your hand there. So this is a paddle stall. And they're so fun. And this is kind of like the perfect track for them. It's fast enough that you'll catch it, but slow enough that you can just indulge in it. Okay. All right. Yeah, I like that one. Do you like that song? You digging the music tonight too? Okay. Okay, cool. Well, we've got a few more songs, and do you have any, not to put you on the spot, but do you have any thoughts or anything you want me to share on the mic? Okay. Tara says I should keep going with the way I'm going. So maybe we'll do, usually on these flowy classes, we don't have as much of a structured free hoop. So maybe, I know we're running late, but let's do a few more of these. Okay. It's kind of hard to get into this one because this would be so much easier to establish in a local class than in this class, but let's... Yeah, exactly. You know, I'm not preaching Quakerism here at all, but it's just one of the things, if you ever are interested in sort of balancing this internal and external thing, the way that early Quakers thought about it, or at least in the 1800s thought about it, was that everything, your internal experience was the realm of the soul, and that your external was the realm of your conscious. And so it was like you were consciously, tried to be as conscious in the external world, which is everybody else, but the sort of God world, or the like highest energy world, was internal. And so it spoke in all these like sort of non-verbally ways. But I'm not proselytizing, I'm just sharing some, different religions to you if you don't know anything about Quakerism. Okay. So what I had in mind for this next exercise was a new technique to you. And so I know what I want to start off with right now. I've been feeling some 2-point lately. I did hoop for about 30 minutes today trying to come up with what I was going to teach on this class tonight. And I was just feeling these sort of walk-ups from the body, like feeling 2-point, like this whole Dustin Hubel thing that we've talked about before, but then just sort of pulling it up. And I was just sort of digging that sort of circuit and staying there. So what I'm inviting you to do is whatever thing you've sort of been into, and I can lead you into something if you need it, but like whatever thing you've sort of been into, to do that thing in the sort of vibe of this new future soul type thinking. For me, I am in complete this exploration mode, and that's what I invite you to go into now. But you could be flowy, you could do something whatever. Have to say that anyone that ever says there's no good music that's around anymore that's not tried. It is like there is so much good music. I know it can be hard to find sometimes because you're drowning in it. If that makes it if that gives you any hope, there's so much new music. All of the stuff that we're listening to tonight, most of it just came out, or at least it's new to me. Okay, so I think we'll move into a free hoop. Thank you guys so much for letting me teach this way every now and then. I like to have these sort of like flow, classes where we can just sort of bounce ideas off. And I hope you understand what I'm doing. I'm never trying to convert you. I come in peace, I promise. Sweet. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into that. So I don't want to ruin this moment by talking, as I've done before. Happy Monday, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Let's do maybe one more, and then we'll. Nope, we've already heard this one. Okay, we'll do one more, and then. Oops. Sorry, that's not what we're trying to hear.
You know the story of the Russian cosmonaut?
Okay, here's what we're going for. All right, well, this will be our last song. Thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate your support. You're welcome, Ann. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll do like maybe one more. We'll do this song and then call it a night. Thank you guys for sticking around. We will have class Thursday. If you have your request, you can throw that in, but I have an idea.
I was young. I was surviving the times. Waiting for my moment. I was destined to shine.
I love that song, but I want to like maybe something a little bit calmer. I just tried to debate this, and as much as I would love to do a Thursday morning class, I cannot. I have commitments, social commitments that day. No, I want to come. No, I want to. So, yeah, we will not have class on Thursday, although it's a sweet idea, and I wish we could. I mean, I don't wish that we could. Yeah, we'd have to do an 8 a.m. If you guys are up for an 8 a.m. Thursday hoop class, Thanksgiving, 8 a.m. Yeah, if you guys are up for 8 a.m. on Thursday, we'll do it. Let's shoot for a Sunday jam. That's probably the better call. We'll shoot for Sunday jam, guys. Actually, or Saturday. Yeah, we could do a Saturday thing too if you want. Maybe there's a third category, Rita, called the present soul. But these are just ideas. These are just ideas. You know, the idea, I guess, to be... Since you asked, Rita, I have thought about this. Presence is indeterminate of old and new soul. Presence is the moment you're falling through or rising up through. That's present. But whether you're rising up through it or whether you're falling through it, it's still present. Right? So that's how connection happens, is both future souls and old souls being present together. All right, guys, thank you so much